This is Akashvani Chennai. We welcome you to our weekly program in English. We bring to you a literary talk titled Rumi, the Mystic of the Ghazal. The talk is delivered by Ms. S. THAMEEM NISHA, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Alpha Arts and Science College, Chennai.
Hello everyone, it's a great pleasure to me. Today, I'm honored to speak about one of the most influential poets and mystics in world literature, Jalaluddin Muhammad Rumi. Rumi was a 13th century Persian poet, scholar, and Sufi saint whose life and writings continue to inspire millions across the world. He was born in Balkh and later settled in Konya, that is in Turkey. Rumi began as a respected religious teacher, but his encounter with the wandering dervish Shams Tabrizi changed his life forever. That friendship opened a new spiritual door, transforming Rumi from a scholar of books into a poet of the heart. His verses are not just poetry, they are the windows of the human soul. When we look into the Rumi's poetry, the first and strong theme we noticed is divine love. For Rumi, love is not a temporary emotion, but the very force that binds the universe. His poems often express the soul's longing to return to its creator. Another major theme is the inner journey. Rumi constantly urges us to look within, to listen to the silent voice of the heart, and to discover the truth that lies beyond appearances. He also highlights the unity of all beings. Rumi sees no separation between human, nature, or God. Everything is a reflection of the same divine light. His verses encourage compassion, peace, and the celebration of humanity. And the fourth theme is self-transformation. Rumi believes that suffering, challenges, and loss are not punishments. They are the tools that shape us, refine us, and bring us closer to truth. His ideology is deeply rooted in Sufism, the mystical dimension of Islam. His central belief is simple yet wholehearted. Love is the path to God. Through love, the ego breaks, the heart opens, and the soul begins to fly. He teaches that the divine is within us, not somewhere far away. Every individual carries a spark of the eternal, and realizing this is the true purpose of life. Rumi also believes in universalism. His message crosses religion, language, and culture. He reminds us that every human being, regardless of background, is connected by the same spiritual essence. Above all, Rumi's ideology celebrates the spiritual freedom, freedom from fear, from pride, and from narrow identities. His poetry guides us towards a higher consciousness where love, compassion, and humility become our way of living. And Rumi's poetic style is unique and deeply musical. His verses flow like a river, simple in language but deepest in meaning. He uses rich symbols and metaphors. The reed flute, the tavern, the moth, and flame, the garden, the beloved, and all the poems, each carrying deep spiritual messages. His style is filled with emotion and passion, often written in the voice of a lover calling out to the divine. Many of his poems echo the rhythm of that the willing dance of Sufis, capturing moment, rhythm, and spiritual ecstasy. Rumi also blends storytelling with wisdom, especially in the Masnavi. He uses parables, anecdotes, and everyday events to reveal timeless truth. As we journey into the world of Jalaluddin Rumi, we are entering a space where poetry becomes prayer and every verse becomes a mirror to our own heart. Let me take you through some of his most beloved poems and the powerful messages hidden within them. I'm really happy to share some of his wonderful poems for you. First one is the Reed Song. Rumi opens his Masnavi with these unforgettable lines. The poem is, listen to the reed, how it tells a tale, complaining of separation, saying, ever since I was parted from the reed bed, my lament has caused man and woman to mourn. I want a bosom torn by severance, that I may unfold the pain of love, desire. Everyone who led itself far from his source wishes back the time when he was united with it. In every company I uttered my grieving cry. I consorted with the unhappy and with them that rejoiced. Everyone became my friend from his own opinion. None shout out my secret from within me. My secret is not far away from my complaint, but here and I lack the light. Rumi begins with a very undecorated object, a reed flute. But in his hand, this reed becomes a symbol of the human soul. When the poem says, listen to the reed, how it tells a tale, complaining of separation, Rumi is inviting us not just to hear music, but to hear the story of longing within every human being. The reed cries because it has been cut from the reed bed, and in the same way, our souls cry because we have been separated from our divine origin. In this poem, from Rumi's Masnavi, the reed flute speaks as a symbol of the human soul that is separated from its divine source. Its cry represents the pain of separation from God. Just as the reed was cut from the reed bed, human feels incomplete when detached from their spiritual origin. The flute's lament touches everyone because all souls carry this longing, no matter where it speaks, among the joyful or the sorrowful, its griefs remain the same. The desire to return to its source. Everyone become my friend from his own opinion. None shout out my secret from within me. This line here, Rumi tells us something intense. The reed says the people listen to its music, they enjoy its sound, and they create their own meanings. But very few try to understand the true pain hidden inside. This is Rumi's way of saying that many look at others from the surface, but only a few try to feel the truth of their hearts. My secret is not far from my complaint, but the ear and the eye lack the light. Here, Rumi beautifully suggests that the truth is always close, always present, yet we fail to see it because our inner vision is dim. The reed's cry and its secret are the same, the longing of the soul for its creator. But without spiritual awareness, without the light, we miss the message. So, through the voice of the reed, Rumi gently reminds us to listen not just with our ears but with our hearts. This poem beautifully captures the very essence of human soul. Just like the reed flute cries after being cut from its home, Rumi says we also cry because we feel separated from our divine origin. So through these lines, he reminds us that our longing, our pain, and ever our tears are signs that the soul is searching for its true home in God. And the second one is the guest house. In this poem, Rumi tells us, this being human is a guest house. Every morning, a new arrival, a joy, a depression, a meanness, some momentary awareness comes as an unexpected visitor. Welcome and entertain them all, even if they are a crowd of sorrows who violently sweep your house, empty of its furniture. Still, treat each guest honorably. He may be clearing you out for some new delight. The dark thought, the shame, the malice, meet them at the door laughing and invite them in. Be grateful for whoever comes, because each has been sent as a guide from beyond. So this is the poem actually, and this poem says, Imagine your inner life as a simple house. Rumi opens the door for us with one clean image. This being human is a guest house. Right away, he asks us to treat our own feeling the way we would treat visitors, not as enemies, not as things to be shoved into a closet, but as arrivals to be noticed. In this beautiful poem, Rumi compares human life to a guest house. Every morning, new guests enter our emotions. Sometimes they are joyful and uplifting. Sometimes they come, guests enter our emotions. Sometimes they come as sadness, anger, or shame. But Rumi tells us something amazingly compassionate. Don't push these emotions away. Welcome them, even the painful ones. He says that when sorrow comes and shakes your life, it may actually be preparing you for something new and wonderful. Just as a room must be emptied before new furniture enters, our hearts sometimes go through emptiness before they discover deeper joy. Rumi invites us to meet every emotion, dark or bright, with openness. He says, be grateful because each feeling carries a message, a lesson, a guidance from a higher place. Through this poem, Rumi teaches us to accept life fully, to embrace every experience, and to trust that every emotion has a purpose in shaping our inner growth. And finally, I just want to tell little lines from Rumi's poem. Here, the wonderful lines. What you seek is seeking you. What you seek is seeking you. In the simple yet intellectual words, Rumi tells us that our deepest dreams are not far away. The love we want, the peace we long for, the purpose we search for are also searching for us. When our desire is sincere, the universe moves in our favor. This poem fills us with strength, reminding us that nothing we truly seek is ever out of reach. And so, through longing, acceptance, unity, compassion, peace, and hope, Rumi's poems become a map for the human heart. Yes, it's a map. He teaches us that the journey to God begins within ourselves, and the language of that journey is always love. Rumi's poetry is not just meant to be read, it is meant to be experienced. It is meant to be understood the vibes. His words invite us to look beyond the surface of life, beyond the world, to open our hearts and to rediscover the divine power of love within ourselves, what everyone has within. In a world of noise, Rumi's voice still whispers one eternal message, that is, let yourself be silently drawn by the pull of what you truly love. I remain sincere grateful to each of you to spend a quiet moment with Rumi's poem, for they have a way of opening the heart and calming the soul. May his words guide us towards kindness, reflection, and inner peace. Thank you all for listening with such warmth and attention. Thank you.
And that was Miss S. THAMEEM NISHA, Assistant Professor, Department of English, Alpha Arts and Science College, Chennai, presenting to you a literary talk on Rumi, the mystic of the Ghazal. This program came to you from the studios of Akashvani, Chennai.